My girlfriend and her family despise me over her use of Plan B. I want to preface this by acknowledging that I should have been more cautious and take responsibility for what transpired. I am a 22-year-old male, and my girlfriend, who is 21, and I have been together for about 3 years. We have discovered a significant disparity in our intimacy drives, with her having a much higher libido than mine. Around a year into our relationship, she started suggesting that we forego using rubber and rely on the pull-out method. Initially, I agreed to this arrangement, but after the first month, I began feeling anxious about the risks and asked if we could resume using rubber. She didn't explicitly say no, but she expressed frustration, claiming that I was overly anxious and that she knew her body better than I did. Whenever I tried to use a rubber, she would discourage it by repeating the same arguments. Although I was hesitant, I eventually agreed to her request because she assured me that she would take emergency contraceptive pills like Plan B in case of any accidents. She seemed to enjoy the idea of the added thrill and would often talk about her fantasizing about being pregnant during intimacy. However, I always made sure to pull out regardless of her preferences. Fast forward to August 2023, after intimacy I went to the bathroom to clean up. She then urged me to have intimacy again, assuring me that she would take Plan B afterward. I reluctantly agreed but became alarmed when she immediately freaked out, claiming she didn't think I would actually comply. Without hesitation, I took her to get Plan B, purchased it, and provided her with all the necessary information about the pill. She dismissed my concerns, reiterating that I was overly anxious about the situation. A few days later, her parents discovered the wrapper in her garbage can and reacted strongly, asserting that the pill was dangerous and that she should have known better. They had never discussed this contraception method with her before. They started citing anecdotal stories and unreliable websites, claiming that the pill could render her infertile or necessitate the removal of her uterus. Given their irrational fears about the virus, they had previously mentioned similar concerns about me, suggesting that the vaccine in my blood might make her infertile. When questioned by her parents, my girlfriend claimed that she took the pill because she felt pressured by me, conveniently omitting her own desires and my support throughout the process. She called me to express her disappointment and stated that she should have ended our relationship much earlier. Oddly, she directed her anger towards me for providing her with the pill rather than the fact that I had ejaculated inside her. Her parents even suggested that it would have been safer for her to undergo an abortion. I accepted her decision and agreed. Later that night, however, she texted me, wanting to talk and apologizing, attributing her behavior to hormonal changes. She informed me that we couldn't meet in person for a while due to her parents threatening to kick her out. A month passed, and just yesterday, I had the chance to see her for the first time. Given that she was being tracked by her parents, we had to walk around her neighborhood discreetly. Within mere minutes of seeing each other, she caught sight of her mom approaching and abruptly began running without explaining why. Afterward, I spoke to her about how I believed that obtaining Plan B was not wrong, especially since she had not communicated any reservations about taking it. I also expressed discomfort in how her family treated me. In response, she informed me that her parents had made her test out different therapists to find one who would help her let go of me. Moreover, she blamed me for her having to take the pill in the first place, suggesting that I had no right to play the victim. At this point, guilt overwhelmed me. She was my first girlfriend, and I genuinely loved her more than anything else. Despite considering ending the relationship, I find it difficult to go through with it, particularly considering the circumstances and leaving her to contend with her overbearing parents. Update: following a 40-minute phone call in which I expressed my discomfort regarding the manipulation and gaslighting, I ended the relationship. Although I was accused of shouting during the call, I feel relieved that it's over. Good riddance. Update: my girlfriend and her family despise me over her use of Plan B. After my previous post, I made the difficult decision to end my relationship with my girlfriend. Unfortunately, the breakup didn't go well, and she reacted strongly to the news. Our conversation ended abruptly, with me expressing that she should find someone else. The next day, I received a call from her father. He confronted me, claiming to know about 2 incidents involving my ex-girlfriend. He mentioned one incident that occurred during consensual intimate activity, where I had reached climax, and another incident involving my purchase of a Plan B pill. He warned me that he would press charges if I ever contacted her again. On top of this complicated situation, I hadn't previously mentioned that her mother is my co-worker in the same office. While technically she is my manager, my main responsibilities are under the supervision of a more senior colleague who happens to appreciate my work. I'm uncertain about how this situation will affect my professional life. I'm not only scared but also heartbroken. I want to inform my ex-girlfriend about what her father told me, hoping to show her that her parents may not be acting in her best interests. However, I am terrified that she might inform them, potentially leading to false allegations against me. I'm also concerned about my job and currently feel overwhelmed and unsure how to handle everything. I have a small Instagram account with just 5 followers, and coincidentally, my ex-girlfriend is one of them. I've contemplated using a story post to get a message across to her, but I fear that even this mild approach could escalate into something more chaotic. Update: taking advice from others, I have decided to cut off all contact with my ex-girlfriend. Regarding my work situation, I have a one-on-one meeting scheduled with her mother tomorrow. Considering the legalities in my area, I plan to record the audio on my phone during the conversation. If she engages in any unprofessional conduct, I will immediately report it to HR. Otherwise, it may be best to let things settle without stirring up unnecessary conflict. As for the conversation with my ex-girlfriend's father, it occurred over the phone, and unfortunately, I did not record it. However, I do have past messages from my ex-girlfriend where she explicitly mentioned her parents' abusive behavior and asked for my guidance. Hopefully, if the need arises, I can defend myself with this evidence, although I sincerely hope it doesn't escalate to that point.